Chapter 7: Celestial Order and Divine Time. Night after night the stars move, not in chaos, but in order. Each constellation drifts with precision. Each moonrise follows its measure. To the ancients, this was not coincidence. It was the handwriting of the divine. They saw the heavens as a clock, and time as the language through which creation spoke. In the ancient world, there were no mechanical clocks, no numbered calendars hanging on walls. There was only the sky, and the sky was perfect. The sun, the moon, and the stars became the keepers of time, their movements marking the rhythm of life itself. When the sun rose in its appointed gate, the people knew a new season had begun. When the moon waxed and waned, they counted months, harvests, and holy days. Every phase of light and shadow was sacred, every repetition a reminder of divine order. In the book of Genesis it is written, "And God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years." To them, the heavens were not merely decoration, they were instruments of time. The Hebrews built their festivals around the moon. Passover began on the full moon of spring, the Feast of Trumpets the new moon of autumn. Every celebration was aligned with the cycles above, earthly worship synchronized with heavenly motion. In Babylon, priest astronomers stood atop ziggurats, recording the paths of stars across the firmament. They believed each star marked a moment in divine order, omens, messages, and appointments of the gods. Their lunar solar calendar was one of the first in history, and it shaped empires for centuries to come. The Egyptians watched the star Sirius, whose rising each year heralded the flooding of the Nile, a divine rhythm that gave life to the land. Their 365-day calendar was built around this stellar event, and their temples were aligned to greet the sunrise on sacred days. In Hindu cosmology, time was vast and cyclical, measured not only in days and years, but in cosmic ages called yugas, each turning like the wheels of a divine chariot. To them, time was not a straight line, but an eternal spiral, repeating creation and destruction and endless harmony. In Greece, the heavens turned with mathematical grace. The philosophers spoke of Chronos, time itself as a god. They divided the sky into 12 signs, each marking a portion of the sun's path through the year. To them, the constellations were living symbols, the divine map through which fate was written. In the Quran, it is said, "It is He who made the sun a shining light, and the moon a derived light, and determined for it phases, that you may know the number of years and the count of time." Here, too, time was not human invention, it was revelation. Every dawn, every season, every turning of the stars was part of a sacred schedule, a cosmic rhythm meant to be understood, honored, and kept. Even the Sabbath, the holy day of rest, was patterned after the rhythm of creation itself. 6 days of motion, 1 day of stillness. Heaven moved, then paused, and the world followed. For the ancients, time was not just measured, it was lived, a divine heartbeat that connected heaven and earth. They did not ask what time it was. They asked what time meant. Each sunrise was a beginning, each sunset a completion. The seasons were chapters in a grand story, and the stars were its script. Today we see time as numbers, seconds, and minutes, a thing to manage, to spend, to lose. But once, it was holy. Time was the echo of the heavens, the proof that creation still moved in perfect harmony. Perhaps that's why, even now, when we stand beneath the stars, something deep within us feels it. A rhythm older than memory, a pulse that whispers, all things move as they were meant to.